It's your boy Warlow back with another My Team video. And this list is going to be controversial. I ain't gonna lie. This is going to be a center and a small forward top 10 list. Even though it's technically there's like 14, 13 players. Now, ahead of time, I will let y'all know a couple players I did not include, how I based on. I did include some players at secondary positions, but like players like Giannis, I'm not going to put him at center because none of y'all are running Giannis at center. Even if he is there, it's just no one's running him there for real, for real. So yeah, when we get into it, I'll tell y'all what diamond centers that I still like and made it off the list. But this was a really hard tier list, so take it easy because this tier list, these centers are all good. So it was a hard list to make, and I know some people are going to be hurt by it, but hey, we got to do what we got to do. So right here, I screwed up small forward tier list up a little bit, but I made it good. So players that left off the list was Michael Porter and Jack Morin. I like both players personally, but Jack Morin's more of a shooting guard, and Michael Porter defense is kind of, outdated. So we're gonna rank it up. So number 15, I wrote 16 players. So Roy is gonna come first. So just know that Roy, which I just don't like this card really. I tried to like him, but I just don't think he's particularly that great really. And I had an extra spot because I forgot one player. So he's number 16. I'm gonna delete him off. He's number 16. And I just did not like this card really. I felt like Roy was kind of, his jump shot wasn't it. He could hold every badge, but I feel like he was so overvalued on the auction house. I don't know why people particularly like his card really. I don't particularly think he's that great really, but I just wanted to mention out Roy. I know some people got him. I just don't think he really is all that in my team, to be perfectly honest. I don't think he's all that. But next up, we got Scotty Barnes up next. Scotty Barnes, he's alright. I mean, he's just, he gets the job done, I guess. Scotty Barnes, alright, small forward. I still feel like he could be better, but he's a good defender. Good, he can still green. He can do his thing on the court. Not bad at 6'7". I rather just on roll. He has a good jumper, defender. I mean, why in the world would you use? I mean, they're the same price tag, so I guess that makes actually a lot more sense the more I think about it. But I'm going Scotty Barnes at the last spot. Next up, we got Tony Kukoc. This card is not even bad. I think he's like 6'10". He just needs badges. Like, look on the market a lot of times. People throw some up. I remember someone telling me they got him with legend badges. But, like, pay a little extra. Hopefully, the pending process don't BS you. And you got a solid small forward diamond card. Like, this card goes for 50K, but try to get him for 70K with badges. And you got yourself a solid diamond small forward, stuff of that nature. And remember, we are getting content on Wednesday. So, keep that in mind with this tier list because things will change. It's just gonna happen, so just keep that in mind personally. But next up, we got Brandon Miller up next. I like Brandon Miller, has a good wingspan. I still feel like he's probably a better shooting guard, but if you had him at small forward, he's still gonna get the job done. I just don't feel like he's, he could be better than how he really is, but he's alright. For the price tag he goes for, I think he's a solid addition to your team. Next up, it's gonna be a little bit one, but Kirilenko. Hear me out on this one. Kirilenko came out a long while ago, but if you can find one with Hall of Fame badge, which a lot of Kirilenkos are up on the auction house with badges. Like, Kirilenko is still a dog. Like, don't be forgetting about Kirilenko. He's still 6'9". Get him find one on the market with badges. They don't sell for that much anymore. And you got yourself an elite small forward. I don't know why people hate on Kirilenko. Like, you can 100% find one with Hall of Fame badges, and you got an elite small forward. I just don't know why we hate on Kirilenko. I seriously think he's really, really good. So, yeah. But next up on the list, we got, I kind of forgot one name, so I'm going to move Kirilenko down. I forgot one name right here. We're going to rank Jalen Williams. Okay, I personally like this card. I like Jalen Williams. I personally like his card a lot. He is really good, so, yeah. I'm going with Jaden Williams right there. I think it's perfectly as small for as a good release. I think he is solid, so that is an easy guy. And next up, we got James up next. I'm probably going to spell his name wrong. I stay spelling this guy's name wrong. Jaquez, I always spell his name wrong. It just is what it is. I always spell his name wrong. We're just going to scroll down here because I can't spell his name. and click his name. He has a solid release, good jumper. He is really, really, really good personally. I think he's a little bit better for Kirilenko because he has that fast jumper. Even though I low-key think Kirilenko's low-key better, like if you got badges on him, but I can't disrespect Jaquez. Jaquez, a really good card. Just a little undersized, so keep that in mind with him. If others, Brandon Miller, they're taller. It was very hard to rank these players. But up next, we got Danny Granger up next. Danny Granger, real quick, is right here. I'm starting to forget. I'm starting to think I just forgot half of my tier list because I'm like, where is all? I mean, this list should be going a lot longer than it really looks, and I feel like, did I forget some players? I'm not really sure personally. Let me count it real quick. I'll make sure it's right. It was OG Anunoby up next. OG Anunoby is elite. I always play him in Triple Threat Park. He's a solid small forward. Guards every position. Okay, maybe let me calm down. He can lock up, really. Good, talented release. He's a really elite small forward in my team. If you get him, you can get him for a good price tag. So overall, I gotta think he's up there. So yeah, next up on my list, I got, let me see, I have to remember, Danny Granger up next. Danny Granger is really, really good. Still, his release is phenomenal. Has good defense. I got him from my hidden gem pack. He is absolutely elite and can be the best small forward for you if you get this card. So honestly, I think this small forward Danny Granger is good. I don't know why it says small forward like any other position, but he is elite. So yeah, would definitely recommend him, especially with all the content they've been dropping. Kawhi Leonard come at 5 just because Kawhi Leonard's defense is elite. Danny Granger has a better jump shot. Like OG have a better jump shot. James, Kirilenko, they have better jump shots, but they don't have Kawhi Leonard's level defense. Kawhi Leonard's level defense with his badges is absolutely insane, and I think he's elite. Next up, we got Pablo Banchero up next. And I really do this, Pablo Banchero, he can be debatably up there, but I think you can't rank him over the first 3 players. And I do like Pablo Banchero in my team, and I do personally think he's elite. Like, he's a good defender. Definitely will recommend him. One of my favorite small forwards in the game personally, but there's a guy better than him. It's Kevin Durant. Just because a lot of people don't have Kevin Durant, I will state it's like I was on someone's account, and that KD was the best card even there with Pablo. It wasn't even close. I felt, in my opinion, that KD was so much better than Pablo. Badged up was easily a better card than him. Once you learn his leaner, his step back, everything about Kevin Durant is better than Pablo Banchero. And I like Pablo, but it's just he's not Kevin Durant. No matter what you people say, I'm just really with it. But next up on the list, like, this one is hard. It's 1A, 1B. It's like whoever you pick is Tatum or LeBron. Like, personally, I'm going to rank it like this because I've been starting Tatum on my lamp instead of LeBron. But sometimes I like LeBron more. So, honestly, if you want, you can just pick who you like. But this would be my tier list. They're both really good. Tatum's definitely get behind the screen. People say Tatum can't shot create. All you got to do is call a pick and roll. Get behind the screen, shoot. And Tatum can green bean. Like, that's what you got to do with Jason Tatum. And LeBron is just a driving elite force. But they're easily the best 2 small forwards in all of my team. But next up, we're going to go to our center tier list. Up next, we're going to do the centers position. And up next at number 13, we got Roy Hibbert. Hear me out here. And I forgot to say in the tier list who missed the cut. And the centers that missed the cut was McGlure, Sengun, and Boogie. I don't like Boogie's jumper. Sengun's defense is kind of outdated. I like McGlure, but the fact is, this Roy Hibbert's very underrated. Okay, I use this card. I was playing TTO Park, and he whooped me. Dude is a massive. Like, he's 7'2". If he had a bigger speed, this card could daily be a top 6 inside center. Like, he is a beast. He is what people think Shaq is in this game. He is Shaquille O'Neal in this game. I said, when Juice Roy Hibbert comes out and he has a better jumper, watch out. This man is going to be very good in my team. He's still good, but he's not how great he should be in my team. Next up, we got Dwight Howard. Look, Dwight Howard is a good inside big. Always plays up towards position. I like Dwight Howard personally. I think he's a good level center for you inside big. If you want an inside, he will be decent for you personally. But up next, we got DeAndre Ayton. I like this card a lot. He can shoot his open shots. He can spread the floor. He does his job on the court. Obviously, some centers are going to dog him, but he does his job for an Amethyst card. He does his job. DeAndre Ayton is brilliant in my team. Next up, we got Brad Daughterly? I don't think yeah, never mind. Okay, but we got Brad, and Brad is a big center, and he can shoot the 3-ball a little. Give him that, forgot the badge. I forgot what the badge are even called. But you got to give him the badge, whatever it's called, shifty shooter, whatever the heck it's called. And he will be able to hit from 3-pointers in the corner. He has a good shot. He's a good inside. Definitely really good. He's not like Roy Hibbert in the paint, but I mean, no one's like Roy Hibbert in the paint. No one has that player model like Hibbert. Next up, we got Jaren Jackson. Look, I like Jaren Jackson. Like I said, this was a hard tier list. I still think he's top elite. I wasn't having much success when I was on a different account and had him at center. He was getting kind of dogged by Wemby, but I like Jaren Jackson a lot. It's just very hard at the last. Like, the center tier list is one of the hardest tier lists to make because I feel like all these players are really good. Next up, we got Miles Turner. I personally prefer Miles Turner over Jaren Jackson when I use them, and if I'm recommending him, I would recommend Miles Turner more than Jaren Jackson. Maybe that's a hot take, but I like the Miles Turner a lot. He has a nice moving leaner too. I like Miles Turner too. I feel like you can't go wrong with either one, but I like Miles Turner over him. And I ain't gonna get, and if you like him more, you can pick personally. I'm not gonna disagree or agree with it. And yeah, next up we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up next. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is still to this day really good. He had a low 3-pointer, but he does everything. Really good player model. He's just absolutely elite. You will really like Kareem if you got Kareem in my team. Next up on the list, we got number 6, Willis Reed. Like I said, I will conclude him if I feel they need to, and I use Willis Reed at center, and he's actually an elite good center. He's a power forward, but no one, I feel like most y'all will run Willis Reed at center. I feel like most people are running Willis Reed at the 4, and he's a really good center. He comes with badged up. You had to give him like clamps and stuff of that nature. On-ball minutes, excuse me. But he is really good in my team once you badge him up, and he's going to be really good. So next up at number 5, we got Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm not the greatest with Hakeem this year compared to last year. I liked Hakeem more last year, but I'm not going to disrespect the card because I played against Hakeem Olajuwon, and Hakeem Olajuwon is really good. I mean, I played against him, and dude can dog you, so I'm not going to disrespect Hakeem Olajuwon. I personally think he is a good, solid center, and I'm going to rank him in at number 5 personally. And next up, we got Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is really good still. Like, I played against him. Embiid can still green his open shots. Shot could be better personally, but Embiid does his thing on the court. I will put him a little bit over Hakeem Olajuwon. I personally thought Embiid was a better card when playing against them personally, so I will go with Embiid. Next up, I'm going David Robinson. I know Ty likes to hate on D-Rob for some reason. I don't know why. D-Rob is elite still, has a top-tier jump shot. And we're talking about sellable cards. Obviously, there's some hidden gems like Gray Oden the other day I tried out is obviously better than D-Rob. But those cards don't exist and you can't buy them, so they're like irrelevant. And David Robinson is really amazing. Kind of wish I had him as my backup still, but I'm using Willis Reed because I can't really afford him back. But it's all good. I don't really need him anymore. And it's all fine. Next up, we got Jack Sigma. Jack Sigma is absolutely elite. His jumper is fire. He does defense. He has offense. He does everything on the floor for you. So, like, what else do you need from Jack Sigma? The card is absolutely phenomenal. If you get Jack Sigma, you got one of the best centers in my team. I'm running him over D-Rob personally. If I'm putting Jack Sigma at center over D-Rob. Call me crazy, but I'm that high on Jack Sigma. Really elite diamond card. And the last but not least is Wembanyama. Now, we don't need to discuss why Wemby's the GOAT. Wemby is the GOAT. But do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think this tier list was bad? Or do you think this thing was good? Let me know in the comment section. Remember, Roy was number 14. Technically 14, not 16. But yeah, this is the list we're going with. Let me know if you agree, disagree. And I will see y'all in the next one. Give me a